Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, members of the audience and our podcast listeners, this is Flatbush Homegrown. Members of the audience and our podcast listeners, this is Flatbush Homegrown.
That's right. This is the Flatbush. This is the Flatbush Homegrown, the last one of 2012. We're listening to Kosh 556. Coming up in the show, we see might not be a very good show because if you're listening live, because the connection looks like it's dropping. But if you're listening on the podcast, you should be fine. All things Telefunken at telefunkenradio.net.
boys, members of the audience, and our podcast listeners. This is Flatbush Homegrown.
Hello to everyone in the chat room. Thanks for joining. This is the last Flatbush Homegrown probably of the year. So we've got some weird stuff coming up. You're listening to a song from Kosh called No More Tinkers. We're going to have a game soon, a little game where you, the listener, can play surf with turf. Yes, you can play cable TV roulette with me live on the show. But first we're going to have some cultural roundups from our intern who's going to be doing excitegeist for us right now.
That Hobbit film is like 3 hours long. It doesn't work. I don't see what this has got to do with college, to be honest. I mean, really, it's just some bloke going around a computer. But that Slavonic graphic design from the 1920s, that's really good. You should look at that. I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, members of the audience, and our podcast listeners, this is Listener's Tune. This bit makes me sad.
Breach of contract. Education.
Welcome everyone listening live in the chat room. Looks like we've got a good Sudbury crew in there. Sudbury, if you don't know, is Sudbury is a market town in Suffolk. where Telefunken was actually born. So that's very exciting to have everyone from Sudbury. If you're listening on the podcast, find out more about Telefunken at telefunkenradio.net. So we've got a bit of a new setup here. We've got some live stuff coming in, but I want to take you straight into a new game that we're going to be playing with the live listeners. And if you're on the podcast, you can play as well. Basically, it's called Surf with Turf. And what you do is you give me a number between, when I tell you to, not yet, you give me a number between, say, I don't know, 1 and 400. And then your treat is what I'm going to play back to you via the power of cable TV. So I'm just going to get that set up, and then when I hit go, when I say go, you're going to type in a number. If you're in the podcast world, you can just go to the station page on Spreaker.com and just type some random numbers in, as long as it's between 1 and 400. Hold on one sec. So yeah, I'm going to get that set up. I'm going to get everything ready, and then I'm going to ask people in the chat room for some numbers. While we do that, here's Ben Landis, Through the Forest. Okay, some proper, Jesus, some proper five-hand stuff going on here. So let me just stop. Right. Okay. Jesus. All right. So I think I'm set up now for the surf with turf, which I don't actually have a jingle for, but. All right, so people in the chat room,